This is Alex Ovechkin, and he came into this season with the opportunity to make NHL history. By being just 42 goals shy of Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record, Ovechkin, at the age of 39, is on the edge of greatness. And after a red-hot start for the season for both him and the Capitals, we may very well witness NHL history this year. And for the most part, it's pretty unexpected. Last season, it took Ovi 30 games to score 6 goals. It looked like Father Time was finally catching up. But this year, he's reached that mark no problem, and he's on pace to smash Gretzky's record. So, what's different about this year's Washington Capitals, and more importantly, how has it allowed Alexander Ovechkin to find the fountain of youth? Well, let's take a look. This past week, the NHL named Alex Ovechkin the #1 star with 9 points in 4 games. With Crosby as the 3rd star, it's like we're right back to 2008. Now for Ovi, let's take a look at the numbers. According to Big Head Hockey on X, Alex Ovechkin is on pace for 52 goals and 104 points at age 39. Not only would he beat Gretzky's record, but he would become the only player in NHL history to have 900 goals by the end of the season. At 39 years old, a hot start can probably be just brushed off as exactly that. This is the era of graybeard Ovi, so it's probably easy to doubt if he can keep up this pace until the end of the season. But that being said, we like to look under the hood at hockey psychology and dive into more than just the numbers. And when you realize how Ovi has started the year along with the Caps, there's a lot to like about everyone's game. Last season, I called this team the Washington Anomalies. They made the postseason with a -36 goal differential, and Ovechkin experienced the slowest start to his career. In the first 43 games, Ovi only had 8 goals. Then in the stretch run, he turned it on and was able to finish the season with 31 goals. To understand the early success of Ovi this season, it aligns with the success of the Capitals as a whole. The team as a 5-man unit is much improved. They currently rank 4th in expected goals percentage and 7th in expected goals for. Now, a big reason for some of these underlying numbers is because of the Caps' forecheck. They run a standard 1-2-2 forecheck where the F1 comes in, F2 seals the pass or wall, and then the F3 either mirrors F2 or makes a read to jump into the empty space off a quick turnover. The Caps this season have been so damn good at creating chances, and it all starts with the F1. Typically, the F1's job is to take the body and have the F2 swoop in to take the puck, but the best teams and forechecks have a healthy mix of being cerebral and physical as the F1. Here, Nick Dowd is at the end of a shift, and as the F1, he's going to take a route that allows him to pressure the Vegas D and still push the pace before going for a change. Then, as the F2, Mangiapane, the Italian stallion, swings in, and it's a quick read instead of being physical. Knowing that the defender will rim this puck to his low support option heading to the wall, Mangiapane goes directly to the lane instead of at the defender. He cuts off the pass and finds a support option for a grade A chance and goal. This year, the Caps are feasting on teams with this approach. It's nothing fancy or even complicated. They're just executing and forcing mistakes at a really high level. But what exactly does this mean for Ovi? Well, of course, Ovi is no spring chicken. His game has changed with his age in several ways. In his prime, Ovi was a Swiss Army knife and a unicorn on the forecheck. At 6'3", 238 pounds, Ovi had the size and speed to absolutely truck guys as the F1. But unfortunately, that just isn't the case anymore due to his foot speed not being what it once was. So, Ovi and the Caps have adjusted. Now, instead of being the one barreling in as the F1, more frequently, Ovi is the F2 or F3 in a forecheck scenario. This goal right here is a coach's wet dream, and it actually all starts with a Rangers face-off win. As soon as that happens, Protas, the winger, is going to drive right through to instantly pressure. Strome, the centerman, has the awareness to cut off the direct lane for a breakout pass after losing the faceoff, and he picks it off to give Washington possession. Now turn your attention to Ovi. The entire time his legs are wide, he's cocked up in a shooting position, and he's always ready to pull the trigger. Strome sucks on the defense while slipping it back down low to Protas, and here's the awareness of the greatest goal scorer on display. Before the puck even reaches Protas, Ovi turns into a piston. He starts chugging towards the net on a 2-on-1, and he makes no mistake. And just watching Ovi on this play, he's like a shark waiting to attack. Some players who don't have that awareness will actually get sucked into this play here and try to provide extra support. And while that's not a terrible play, it does take you away from being a scoring threat. Here's another example of some of his spacing and timing against Adam Fox, who is consistently a Norris candidate. First, he's going to get the puck along the half wall and then cycles it, and Adam Fox is going to try and contain him. So Ovi is going to swing up over the coverage to create a little bit of confusion while finding the open space. And just look at the shoulder checks too from Fox. He's got him marked the entire way. Both him and the Rangers actually do a good job of tracking Ovi as he switches sides of the ice. Once the puck comes to Ovi again on the wall, Fox is going to attack. Ovi one touches the puck in deep, and as soon as Fox gets his eyes on the puck, Ovi attacks this gap for a grade A chance. All it takes is a second and a lapse of awareness with a shooter like Ovi, and it could end up in the back of the net. The result isn't there, but when the process is correct, the results will follow, like on this goal here. There's a board battle down low, and Caps defenseman John Carlson is actually up in the play, so Ovi is going to temporarily cover. Carlson retreats, but Ovi's going to stay high. When the puck comes to him at the point, pressure comes at him, and he bumps it back down low instantly. And as soon as he gets a flyby by this Rangers attacker, the Shark smells blood with all this empty space, and he starts pointing the stick, giving the puck, because there he's not going to miss. Now, it's also a big credit to his line mates, Dylan Strome and Alexei Protas, as they've been great when paired with Ovi so far this season because of how well they're able to work with him off the cycle and win battles on the wall to hit him in these spots for a quick release. By the numbers, the Capitals have dominated their opposition at 5-on-5 with Strome and Ovechkin on the ice. With numbers like a 57.7% on the expected goals and 62.7% on the high danger chances, they've been able to outscore their opponents 13-3 when on the ice. That line has been electric, and it's allowed Ovi to show that he's still got that dog in him too. This right here is vintage Ovi just being a bull as the F2. He's going to close in on this defender, goes for the body, and forces a rim up the wall. Again, the relentlessness and motor of this Washington forecheck and his line mates allows them to meet the puck carrier with pressure right away. It goes back down low, and Ovi throws that 238-pound frame again to win the puck battle and center it out in front. Then that goal scorer's nose activates, and he goes right to the net where good things happen. Now, what was and will be a concern for Ovi as a 39-year-old is generating offense off the rush. In his prime, this was the man's bread and butter. The beautiful mix of size, speed, and skill to either bulldoze you, go around you, or just beat you clean with a deadly release was simply unmatched. But old father time means that he can't quite do those things as frequently anymore. However, he's still driving offense off the rush in different ways. Here, Ovi senses pressure down the wall from the D, and right away, he's just going to throw it across the ice to change sides and create an odd man rush. Instead of trying to drive up the ice with speed, he's going to wait for Columbus to over-collapse on the back check, and then he tees one home like only he could do. On this play, Ovi in a younger day would have probably taken this rush upon himself, but that's a young man's game. Instead, he's going to start the give and go, waits for the defender to turn his feet to close off the gap, and just like that, a soft chip continues the rush. The natural nose for the net almost gets him a goal as well. Now, when Ovi is on his game, he actually becomes an underrated playmaker. Because he's such a shot threat, if he gets the puck with a bit of space, goalies and defenders are always in panic mode to get in the lane. If he's feeling cheeky, he likes to find a wide open man back door. Even on the power play, which really hasn't even been mentioned in this video, because no matter what formation or tactic teams deploy, Ovechkin will and always has found a way to either score from his office or slip down low and tuck one if things get tight. If you fall asleep at the wheel as a penalty kill and think he's going to try and set something up with Carlson for the perfect pass, he'll throw a hard one along the ice for a tip to the bumper and throw everyone off. Now finally, here's what I love most about seeing Ovi's game right now. At age 39, he's beating all the dead controller allegations with this back check against Columbus in a 6-2 game. For a player who's won everything in the league and is chasing an all-time goals record, he's still leading by example and setting the standard for how the Capitals should play. Really, up and down the lineup, the Caps are an improved team. Their team speed has gotten better, which has greatly helped their forecheck and transition while keeping less of the play in their end. However, at the heartbeat of the success is still a 39-year-old Alex Ovechkin. And as this video is being made, he's just 35 goals shy of Wayne Gretzky's record. And to put it into perspective, Gretzky, at age 38, only scored 9 goals in his last season. The longevity and consistency of Ovechkin is truly remarkable, and because of it, he's on the verge of NHL history this season.